and privilege to now invite young Ahmadiyya Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, the fourth Prime Minister of Malaysia and President of the Perdana Global Peace Foundation, to address us.
Because the intention also is to reduce the number of people in this world. At the time when the New World Order was enunciated, the population of this world was only 3 billion. The intention was to reduce it to 1 billion. Now the population of the world is 7 billion. There will be a need to kill many billions of people or to starve them to death or to prevent them from giving birth in order to reduce the population of this world. This is what is in store for those. For those who will suffer and die, there will be the peace of the grave.
Right in our face, ain't it? Ain't even hiding no more.
To me, people, get over it. By the time these young people get ready to have children, they will realize that as the hole in the ozone layer gets larger and larger, more and more sunlight is allowed to enter our environment, and more people who have pale faces are going to die of melanoma, which is a skin cancer that you get if you don't have enough melanin in your skin. Let me tell you, people of color are going to be very much in demand for reproduction in the future. Mark my words, you're like me now. But you wait 20 years. You only have to wait 20 years because they're going to see that if they want their children, their grandchildren, and their great-grandchildren to survive, they're going to have some melanin in their skin. That's the way it's going to be. This is going to take care of itself.
So today I'm talking about the difference between 9 ethers and 6 ether beings. We are not the same species, we don't have the same DNA, and we don't come from the same place. So to start off, all of your blacks and Latinos, we have neuromelanin. What is neuromelanin? Neuromelanin is carbon. What is carbon? Carbon is 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons. 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. That's where you get the term 9 ether from. Now all of your Caucasians, Mexicans, Dravidians, and Arabs, y'all are 6 ether beings, and y'all have what's called pheomelanin, which is the same melanin that animals have. This is why the form of our crown in the middle of our head is the same pattern as a galaxy, has different natural disasters, different plants, different animals, and even water waves. Now, 6 ether beings, y'all only have a double helix in your DNA structure. Now, us 9 ether beings, we have a triple helix. And we have 9 series of DNA. And remember, 9 is the number of completion. 9 is the highest number. There's no number that goes past 9. Now, us 9 ether beings, our number one planet is in the 9th universe. We are not from planet Kai. However, we made planet Kai to evolve our souls. Kai stands for home of the Anunnaki, which is us. Now, 6 ether beings, y'all come from the 6th universe from a planet called Nern or Earth. Now, 9 ether beings, we manifested our souls and our spirits from Source. What is Source? Source is carbon or dark matter energy. Now, 6 ether beings, I'm not going to speak about exactly where y'all come from. TikTok took my video down the last time. But it's clear as day. The way y'all hair is. Your same hair that's on your head can be found on a whole different species that's on this planet. The way that y'all naturally smell when y'all get in the rain, or just in natural, that's the same smell of a different species on this planet. It's clear as day. It's common sense. Oh, and let's not forget, y'all also attract bugs, ticks, and lice in y'all hair. And it's impossible for us to get any of that shit in our hair. Now, us 9 carbonated beings, our DNA is set up to go against their laws of physics. This is what they make their fucking movies about. This is why they make GMO foods. This is why they got a new technology called RNA interference to target our DNA and keep our shit locked down. Your DNA was made from source to go against the laws of physics. Now, 60 beings, y'all don't have that 9 series of DNA. That's why when I came here and told y'all don't hold that DNA, y'all don't, because y'all don't have the 9 series. The triple helix, y'all have the double helix. And us non-ether beings, our ether grows up towards the sun like a alive growing plant. And 6 ether beings, your hair hangs down like the dead plant. You see, the white man taught us that we are all one. Our melanin is the same. Our DNA structure is the same. No, it's not all the same. We are extraterrestrials from the 9th universe, and y'all are from the 6th universe from a planet called Nerd, and y'all was made in a petri dish in a freaking lab. So skin color does matter. Race does matter. Why? Because our genetic and our DNA structure is completely different. And I fuck with all 6 ether beings. Caucasian, Arabs, Dravidians, all of them. Some of the coolest motherfuckers I ever met in my life was Caucasian. But these genetic differences must be brought to the forefront because the white man lied and said that we're all one. We are not all one.
That boy went in.
Just running, you don't believe me? Just close all the doors and then
And no, I didn't pick out these videos, so I mean, like, they seem a little racially driven, but it's not. It's not done by design. I'm just watching these like y'all. You're speaking some truth though.
Operation Hygiene, Operation Blue Jean, Operation White Sand.
So, if there's more of this, how do we get out of space?
You don't get out of space. You go inner space. And you go inner space by only the oceans. That's how you get to the outer range. So the real outer space is beyond the Antarctica and deep within our oceans. That's why if you look at their outer space missions, they're actually in water, floating around in water, somewhere in Las Vegas, Nevada, and deep in Colorado. They ain't out of space. That's why if you look, there's so many people now putting up showing that these space shuttle missions is fake as hell, man. Showing that they ain't never been out of space. If you really want to go out of space, get your ass in a submarine and go deep within the water. That's the true outer space. There's so many different alien bases and military bases underwater and in the actual ground. They're hollowing out mountains now. They're hollowing out mountains. This is what we're doing this. And they're making inside of mountains underground bunkers and underground military bases. So if they're doing it to the mountains, imagine what they're doing underground in space. In the world. So if you want to go out in space, or do deep sea diving. Yeah, aliens. And all alien means, so alien is a Hebrew word. That's where they get aliens from. It's really El Elyon. And it just means of the Most High God. Technically, we are aliens. And that's why they're studying us. That's why they're studying our melanin. That's why they're trying to understand the functioning of our biological vehicles. That's why they can't understand our circadian rhythm, our biological clocks. We are the most different species of humans that the planet ever had. We're so different than them. Our teeth are shorter than theirs. Their teeth are wider and longer. Their canines are longer than our canines. They have hydrochloric acid inside their stomach. It's hotter than ours. I'm talking about white people. They produce acidic enzyme in their mouth. We produce an alkaline enzyme in our mouth called amylase and trypsin. They can break down proteins and meats. Our stomachs can't break down proteins and meats because the pepsin and the hydrochloric acid doesn't get hot enough to break it down. They digestive system can go from something called putrefaction or heat. Ours go from something called fermentation. A lot of them grow tails. Their hair grows towards the earth and towards the ground. Our grow, it curls and it grows towards the sun. We have high melanin content inside of our melanin. We have something called selenium. They have low melanin content inside their melanin. They have something called ammonium. And they have a high sulfur concentration inside their cells. And that's why when they get hot, when they get hot outside, they get colder. When they get cold outside, they get hotter. That's why you can see a white man running in Daisy Duke shorts in the middle of the winter when it's 20 below freezing. He got on a tank top and he hot. But when they get hot and they get around water, it changes and the sulfur mixed with ammonia and it gives off this actually canine smell. And that's why they say they smell like wet dogs. So, this is all scientifically proven. And I'm not saying that to talk about them or anything like that. I'm saying this to say this. We are biochemically different, and our molecular structure is structured different, and most of our cells function different.
If you look at the vaginal canal of a black woman, she has more diverse bacteria inside her vagina than an actual white woman. We have something called HeLa cells, HeLa cells, where the black woman has immortal cells that doesn't die. But theirs die every 40 days. That's why if you see a black woman's vagina, she's more prone to what you would call bacterial disorders, or what they would call yeast disorders and yeast infections than a white woman. Or these really yeast infections, or it's a really diverse portfolio of bacteria, and these bacteria know how to accumulate on acids in the system. That's why I said we have to change the curriculum books, and we need our own education books, we need our own curriculum books, we need our own culture, we need our own teachers and everything, because we are our own biological entities, and we operate very, very different from anybody else on the cellular molecular structure. We are different. We think different. We come from melanin. We act black, we think black, we look black, we come from black. We get the curses of the black people and of so-called black people and everything. So even being on earth and how we look at reality.
Monkeys are actually black. This is because black people have the strongest souls which possess the most power. It all has to do with the pigmentation of your skin. Darker pigmentations of your skin allow you to absorb more frequencies of the sun. Because the sun is known to strengthen the DNA of your soul, this is why they are so powerful. The system knew about their power. Why do you think the system gave them such a hard time? They were trying to contain it. I'm just here to tell you the truth. When the truth is, everybody's getting their power back, and there's going to be a power shift real soon.
There was a time where, perhaps 90 million years ago, there was a lush rainforest that is now covered in miles of ice on the Antarctic continent. A friend of ours, who will remain nameless, went there. And he said a couple interesting things. He said the mountains looked eerily pointy and four-sided. He said way more mountainous than he thought it would be. He said there is a pact with every country that has a slice of it that they will not dig or remove any minerals from Antarctica. They are clearly protecting or preserving something that may or may not be under, I believe it's 3 miles of its thickest of ice.
We literally were re-engineered to become a slave race on this planet. Yankee had an idea, says, look, let us take the existing being on this planet and add our ancestors there and get them to bear the load of the labor. We'll basically create a slave race. Not from dust, not from actual, like, the Bible says, it takes the clay and wet clay, spit on it, blah, blah, blah. No, from actually taking the being that's here already, genetically tinkering with it, making it, inserting a worship gene, which we know the gene for worship was inserted into the genome. We know that for a fact now through genetic studies, that it can be turned on and it can also be turned off. We'll get them to worship us, they'll think we're God, and they'll do the work just to honor us, and they put them out there to do all the work and take the load away from the NGG, the working class Anunnaki.
Here's someone taking a bathroom selfie and capturing something unsettling. It seems like it was only after looking back at the photos that she realized that her selfie wasn't actually a selfie. Another face appears on camera. Talk about photobombing. Elizabeth Watson went out with some friends to a bar in Salzburg, Austria, and captured something pretty creepy on camera. I'll let her explain what happened.
I always show this photo around Halloween time because it still totally freaks me out. But about 10 years ago, I was studying at the Salzburg International Ballet Academy in Salzburg, Austria. You can see me here, right here. And one night after a long week of dancing, some friends and I all went out to this bar called O'Malley's in downtown Salzburg. If you ever find yourself in Salzburg, definitely look it up. It's awesome. Anyways, we're here at O'Malley's and we're having a good time and everything's fine. And Allison, here in the middle, was taking photos throughout the night and nothing of consequence happened. She took a bunch of pictures. We all went back home to the States about a month later and she finally uploaded the photos. And she uploaded this photo right here. You can see me, I'm being sort of a downer over here for whatever reason, but Allison's dancing in the background, and you can see behind her this figure,
Oh, skeleton.
and it has a face, guys. Like, it has a face.
What makes this apparition creepy is the fact that, according to viewers, this ghostly figure shares a resemblance of La
Like a
Santa
skeleton with a
Muerte,
wig on.
which translates to Saint Death. As the name implies, Santa Muerte is a Catholic deity associated with death and the afterlife. With this in mind, it makes you wonder if the presence of this supposed deity meant that someone at this bar was going to die. Who knows? On a side note, there's something else that Elizabeth missed in her
Who's
photos.
black girl?
In the second pic, if you look closely, there appears to be another ghost-like figure in the background. Now, this could have been caused by the camera's movement,
I don't see
but I
that.
could be wrong. This next video was taken inside an old restaurant that is currently being renovated. The person recording this doesn't say where exactly this footage was taken, and for good reason. Aside from privacy, this place isn't safe to be in. It's not just the construction that makes it unsafe, but rather something else. For just an idea of why that is, the owners of the restaurant are deeply afraid of the strange things that have happened here. Now, the person recording this is someone who I featured in a previous video. They too have been experiencing strange happenings and believe that it won't stop unless they move out from home. Given their experience with this unusual phenomenon, they were invited to see this restaurant before it's completely demolished. Although expecting to see something unusual, nothing happens. That is, until much later when they head over to the back of the restaurant. What happens then is terrifying to say the least. This is what they caught.
Oh, it's cold right here. Yeah. Hello? I'm not going out there. Definitely not going back there. Oh wow, it is really cold right here. What was that? I don't think it's happy over here.
I just slept in there and it flew out my hand. Like after I killed it.
Dude, there's
Damn, that thing already
Initially,
killed.
a strange shadow can be seen peeking from the corner. The
I've been
man,
trying to
whose
kill that
name is
thing for like
Wynn,
2
doesn't
days.
notice it until much later, after feeling a sudden drop in temperature. The room suddenly becomes cold when out of nowhere, the small figure is seen by Wynn. Upon seeing this, he quickly hides away as if frightened by whatever this was. But as if things couldn't get any creepier, the mysterious shadow disappears. Feeling extremely unsettled, Wynn walks out as fast as possible, and there's a video there. If the reason for demolishing the restaurant is to get rid of whatever this was, then maybe it's best to completely relocate from this place. But until further info is given to clarify this incident, it seems that we won't know for sure as to who or even what was inside this restaurant. The following video was posted by a Reddit user whose family has been experiencing strange activity at home. The Reddit user in question is a father who seems to be concerned for his family. According to him, there have been plenty of times when he's seen and heard things that he couldn't explain. One day, as both he and his family are asleep, his daughter is woken up by something. According to the daughter, she had seen a shadowy figure inside her room. Her reaction can be heard on camera. This is what was caught.
So ran from left to right. She ran out of her room, but it looked like a
As
shadow
stated by
came
the
out the
daughter,
room,
she had seen
like
a
over to
silhouette
the
of a
left.
figure
But
inside
she
her
didn't come
room,
out of.
causing her to react the way
Look
she
right
did.
there.
She further adds that around the same time, her clock radio had turned on by itself. Given all that occurred, one can understand why she was totally freaked out. Needless to say, the family was also shaken up by this. But this hadn't been the only incident that's made him feel scared, as something pretty strange had taken place a few weeks prior. It's 3 a.m. when suddenly the following is caught on camera.
It's crazy.
As
Those
stated by the
cameras
father,
screen
they have no
top
clue as to where the
lines.
sound came from, but whatever it was, it definitely unsettled them. All in all, the family doesn't know what to make of this. There has yet to be more videos uploaded by the father, but until then, the situation of this family remains a mystery. This next video was posted by Steve Ballard, who was exploring an underground tunnel when something quite unsettling was caught on camera. At the time of this recording, Steve didn't see anything strange, and neither did his friend, who was also with him at the time. It was only after reviewing the footage that he saw whatever it was that appeared on camera. Even though he doesn't recall seeing anything unusual, there were certain moments during the exploration that he found a bit strange. For one, his flashlight, which was fully charged, was immediately drained of its battery upon entering a particular section of the tunnel. But, by far, the weirdest incident was when Steve had felt as though someone was breathing down his neck. And it couldn't have been his friend, as he was keeping his distance behind Steve. Although quite strange, it's the following footage that's way more creepy. Steve and his friend are exploring a hidden passage when the following happens. Be sure to look closely for this one, as it happens real quick. This is what they caught.
It's truck, look. It's back.
Scooby Doo villain. Don't look like that. Look like Uncle Professor.
In this next video, a woman is recording her neighbor's house after noticing something very alarming. It appeared that something strange was going on inside her neighbor's garage. Now the reason as to why this was unusual was because the neighbor was out of town. They were on vacation, far from home. But strangely, the lights inside the garage had turned on. The woman who took this video was passing by when she noticed this. But, as she continued to watch, something happened that chilled her to the core. Take a look.
Nah, this Scooby Doo villain, my bad.
After watching closely to see what was going on, this happens. A figure dashes back and forth in a seemingly frantic manner. It does this for more than a few seconds before suddenly stopping and looking out the garage window. It's as if it was watching the woman who was filming this. If the woman's neighbor was away from home, then who or what was this? As with most videos, this one remains a mystery. On December 2nd of 2021, at around 9 p.m., affiliates of a Christian church were looking at live footage of something very peculiar that was happening outside their chapel. They were looking at the security camera's live feed to see if anyone appeared on camera, as it was just then that the intruder alarm had gone off. They knew that someone had to be there, given that their alarm system had never failed them. But minutes pass, and no one appears. They continue to watch, hoping to see the intruder emerge from their hiding spot. But instead, what they saw was something totally unforeseen. Take a look. In utter disbelief, the church members watch closely as one of the side doors opens on its own. It opens ever so slowly and remains open, as if the door was being held. But strangest of all is what ensues. The strange, translucent figure passes through, entering inside the church. The door continues to remain open, before immediately closing after the figure exits. The church personnel no doubt believe that something otherworldly had taken place. While there's no definitive answer on what was seen, they still believe that a spirit or something similar had paid them all a visit.
That's crazy. That's all she wrote, man. Y'all get over me next time. Uh, Video's crazy. I'm gonna keep coming consistently this time. You know what I'm saying? Dropping on. Try to do a video a day. Trying to get better at this, man. My consistency journey right now. So I'll get back with y'all, man. Y'all like and subscribe if y'all new. Join the fam, man.